The news drops, the room shakes, the market reacts. Franklin's XRP ETF decision has been postponed. November 14th becomes the new date, circled on every chart, whispered in every trading forum, debated by analysts and speculators alike. This delay is not rejection, it is not denial, it is the pause before the storm, the silence before the verdict. XRP holders feel the weight. The anticipation grows, billions in potential inflows hang in the balance. ETF approval could unlock institutional confidence, a green light that says the market is finally ready. But until then, patience is demanded. Nerves are tested, conviction is measured, the charts tighten, volatility builds. The postponement keeps XRP trapped in a coiled spring. Traders wonder if the market will front-run the news, if whispers of approval will spark early rallies, or if doubt will fuel further sell pressure. The stakes are higher than ever. Regulators play the waiting game. Franklin adjusts its filings. The SEC examines every line, every clause. The outcome is uncertain, but history shows that delays often precede breakthroughs. That hesitation often signals preparation, not destruction. The narrative sharpens. November 14th is now the line in the sand, the moment when clarity could arrive, when the floodgates could open, when XRP could step into a new era. But the question burns, will holders be ready? Will traders stay strong? Will the market believe in the storm before the sky breaks? The countdown begins. Each day closer to November 14th feels heavier. The market ticks slowly. Candles stretch across charts with hesitation. Buyers wait, sellers test, whales maneuver. The ETF decision becomes the gravity pulling everything in its orbit. Analysts scan technicals. Support levels around 50 cents hold firm. Resistance at 60 cents remains stubborn. Volume fades, yet beneath the silence, accumulation whispers. Wallets linked to whales show signs of quiet confidence. Large transactions hint at strategic positioning. The delay has not broken faith, it has sharpened focus. ETF approval is more than a headline. It is a shift in narrative. It signals legitimacy. It invites institutions to participate in a way retail never could. Pension funds, asset managers, retirement accounts, all able to tap into XRP. With the ease of a ticker symbol, with the safety of regulatory blessing, the impact would be seismic. But the SEC's delay also feeds doubt. Critics argue it is hesitation born of fear. Skeptics say XRP remains too controversial, too volatile, too risky. They point to the legal shadows that linger even after Ripple's courtroom victories. They point to the global uncertainty surrounding crypto regulation. Yet time and again XRP proves resilience. The lawsuit failed to bury it. Coordinated sell-offs failed to silence it. And now this delay may serve only as the final test, the moment where weak hands are shaken out, where true believers double down, where conviction is separated from speculation.
November 14th looms not as an ending, but as a beginning. The stage is being set, the lights are dimmed, the crowd holds its breath, and when the decision comes, the reaction will be swift, violent, unforgettable. The only question is whether you will be ready when the curtain rises. The psychology of the market is fragile. Traders live in the space between hope and fear. Delays feed impatience, but impatience fuels volatility, and volatility is where legends are made. XRP thrives in this zone. A coin tested by storms, forged by uncertainty. It is no stranger to waiting, no stranger to pressure. The charts echo the mood. Moving averages flatten. RSI hovers in neutral territory. MACD teases a potential crossover. The setup is there. The energy builds like a volcano under the surface, waiting for the spark. And November 14th could be the eruption. ETFs are not mere speculation. They are magnets for capital. They change liquidity dynamics overnight. Approval is the switch that flips the narrative from niche to mainstream, from risky to respected, from doubted to demanded. XRP stands on that edge. The delay only heightens the drama. Long-term holders whisper that patience is key. They remind the community that every cycle has its trials, that delay is not defeat, that conviction pays in ways short-term vision cannot see. Critics may laugh, skeptics may scoff, but history is written by those who endure. November 14th is etched into calendars, circled in red. The community unites under that date. The speculation intensifies, the strategies form. Some prepare to buy the rumor, some prepare to sell the news, but all know the decision will move the market. It will change the rhythm. It will decide the next chapter of XRP's story. The delay is not the end, it is the prelude, the calm before the storm, and the market watches with unblinking eyes, waiting, counting, anticipating, because when the moment arrives, hesitation will cost more than action, doubt will cost more than conviction. The countdown begins, days turn into weeks, weeks into hours, tension coils tighter, investors brace for the shockwave. November 14th looms like a giant shadow across the market, clarity or chaos, blessing or burden, decision or delay. Once more, whales prepare in silence. Exchanges ready liquidity, retail traders sharpen strategies. Every chart, every candlestick, every whisper of insider speculation becomes fuel for debate. XRP's community grows louder, stronger, unshaken by noise, A green light could unleash tidal waves of capital, a red light could test faith like never before, but either outcome cements XRP at the center of global discussion. An asset no longer ignored, no longer underestimated, no longer hidden in the shadows of bigger names. History favors the bold, those who held when others folded, those who believed when others doubted. November 14th is not just a date, it is a test, it is a mirror reflecting conviction. Whether the door opens now or later, XRP's trajectory is already written in adoption, in utility, in partnerships, in the unshakable belief of its holders, and the world watches, because XRP is not just waiting for November 14th, XRP is waiting to take its place in the next chapter of financial history. The clock ticks louder, November 14th carved into the minds of traders, whispered in chat rooms, posted across forums, shouted on live streams, dissected in technical analysis videos, debated by market veterans, feared by shorts, and embraced by longs. Every delay strengthens curiosity. Every postponement sharpens anticipation. Franklin's decision becomes more than paperwork, it becomes theater, suspense, a global spectacle, the kind of event where fortunes rise and fall overnight, where legends are made, where history remembers who had conviction and who abandoned ship. The ETF landscape is no longer fantasy, it is a war zone, institutions fighting for first-mover advantage, investors lining up to capture exponential flows of capital. Bitcoin ETFs paved the way, Ethereum ETFs cracked open the door, XRP ETFs stand ready to walk through, carrying the weight of clarity, legitimacy, and mainstream acceptance. But why November 14th? Why this delay? Why push the decision deeper into the fourth quarter? Insiders whisper of strategy, regulators buying time, markets needing stability before approval, pressure building not just in crypto, but in global finance, as the Federal Reserve shifts policy, as inflation cools, as liquidity seeks a home. November is not just a month. It is the final act of 2025's market cycle, where clarity and chaos collide, where traders and institutions alike must decide, is XRP an outsider token or a cornerstone of the digital economy? Is it speculation or infrastructure, hype or inevitability? The XRP ledger surges with activity, transactions flowing in the millions, liquidity pools thickening, on-chain utility expanding, governments, banks, and fintech players watching closely. Their silence louder than words, their meetings hidden from public eye, yet their influence felt across the price charts. ETF approval or denial is more than news, it is the key to perception, perception that drives flows, flows that drive price, price that drives headlines, headlines that ignite mainstream awareness, awareness that pulls in a tidal wave of capital far beyond crypto's current reach. Holders whisper of $5, dream of $10, imagine $20, skeptics scoff, analysts warn, but the math is clear, supply is finite, utility is expanding, and the crowd that once ignored XRP now finds themselves reluctantly curious, grudgingly respectful, aware that this asset will not fade quietly. The SEC's past war with Ripple adds fuel, their courtroom battles etched into memory. Every headline from those years now reappears, reminding markets that XRP survived what others would not. It endured suppression, lawsuits, delistings, ridicule, and yet it rises, still breathing, still pushing forward, still building. Franklin's delay is not rejection, it is hesitation, hesitation that signals preparation, preparation that signals inevitability, inevitability that signals transformation. A cycle of cause and effect spinning faster, louder, closer with every tick of the clock. Behind closed doors, lawyers prepare filings, executives prepare statements, regulators prepare positions, traders prepare orders, whales prepare walls of liquidity, market makers prepare volatility, and every small retail investor wonders if they will be vindicated, if holding through years of silence will finally pay off.